In this video, I will provide you with a couple of methods you might be able to use to repair a bracket type stairway where the bracket might be loose because part of the stair stringer is rotted. And this could be from termites or dry rot, some type of moisture problem, or even the fact that the stairway hasn't been maintained or painted and sealed properly. And keep in mind that some of these methods can be used for more than one bracket. And of course, if the damage is beyond repair, make sure that you replace the stringer. So let's go ahead and start with our first suggestion, and that will be using a larger bracket. You could make your own bracket or purchase something that you might be able to use to where you can relocate the lag screws or bolts, whatever you're going to use, to reattach the bracket to the wood stair stringer. Another method that might work for you would be to install some type of additional lumber. And this could be a 1x4, 2x4, 2x6, or anything else that would allow you to reattach the bracket to the wood stair stringer. And I realize some of you are worried about covering the wood rot, and I don't blame you, or termite damage, and I'm here to tell you that I'm going to have to leave that up to you, because sometimes when you cover wood rot and you don't treat it or seal it somehow or remove all of the wood rot you possibly can, it could still remain a problem. The wood rot could get worse. Same with the termite damage. And again, something to think about. Next up on the list would be to use a larger piece of lumber. Again, this could be a 2x12 or 2x14, and it can be shaped to fit the stair stringer and even beveled up here, as you will see in the next example. And you could always install some type of an adhesive in between your new board and the stringer. And yes, you could use treated lumber if that's going to work for you. Just make sure that this gap right here is sealed and maintained, because if there are any cracks or gaps there, you're going to allow moisture to get in between the two pieces of lumber. And again, that could accelerate the process. And for those of you wondering why I'm even showing this, it's because I've seen people use these types of repairs incorrectly and on stringers that should have been replaced in the first place, instead of doing any repairs like I'm suggesting in the video. And in our final method, you might choose to drill some holes all the way through the stringers to reattach the brackets to. And keep in mind that this method here might work just as good without this board, depending upon how much damage you have to the stringer. And of course, the bevel I was referring to, a bevel like this could prevent someone's shoelaces or parts of their clothing from snagging here. And this could also be a problem for other repairs I've already suggested. You might want to bevel or round off the corners on some of these pieces to prevent any type of safety problems. And another thing you're going to need to do will be to reduce the length of the stair tread by the amount of lumber that you've added to the stringer. And in our example here, that would be 3/4 of an inch. And the last thing I want to mention will be that you might need to check with your local building department to find out what the minimum width of your set of stairs is, to make sure that you're not making it smaller than that. And most of the time on residential stairs, that will be 36 inches.